Oh man, sentence of the day, let's go. Well, I guess paragraph of the day. The sheer volume and repetition of ads on Twitch has resulted in me feeling negative feelings for both Twitch and the companies advertising with them, bro. This is so true. Every time there's an advertisement, like, here's the thing, it's like if there's an ad popping during something that you really want to watch, there's an ad, the last thing you're doing is buying that item, because that ad just ruined your immersion. To the point where I've outright looked for competing products of those advertising on Twitch. My annoyance runs that deep. If it weren't for ways to subvert the advertisement on Twitch so I don't have to see them, I would never visit the site. Basically, there's no way, there weren't any ways to ad block. But yeah, that's Twitch. Twitch is in serious trouble by Bellular News. Holy shit, 34 minutes
So today,
video.
I think I've got some pretty important stuff that you are very likely going to feel in your actual day-to-day of, well, consuming content on the internet. So,
see, the thing is, I don't consume content day-to-day on the internet because I have a job.
let's get into things.
I wish I
I'm going to be
didn't.
talking about Twitch, because while the likes of Mixer have obviously fell by the wayside, the big old war between YouTube and Twitch is raging. It's raging strong, but there's a difference. While Amazon and Google are absolutely humongous companies, YouTube is a mature, well-monetized product that's been doing its thing for a long time. Whereas Twitch seemingly are not making enough money, and it seems like that is beginning to make Twitch desperate. And it's causing them to make some fairly interesting moves. We're actually at a situation where, per Senpai Gaming, we actually have bidding wars happening between Twitch and YouTube, where YouTube are literally just more willing to pay money to acquire talent. But it goes beyond that. Twitch are changing up their platform, they are changing up their rules.
I actually consider, like, maybe I should just keep streaming on YouTube. I know I've been streaming on Twitch and like putting the videos on YouTube, but honestly, I don't know if I should just like abandon Twitch altogether. Discoverability wise is really shitty. I feel like I was having, I mean, it's not substantial, but I was having more views on YouTube by like 1 or 2. I know it's a lot, but it's 100% increase for me. On YouTube than I did on Twitch. Twitch discoverability, even though I see like sometimes like the random extra viewer, but could be a bot coming in to say something, but they can't because it's on follow only. So I don't even know if the people who are coming in are actual people or not. But I feel like on YouTube was just better, even though the discoverability on YouTube is shit. But let's be real, what's easier to, I think Asgol said it best, where it's like, what's easier to change? The way your stream works completely, or just like little things like emotes and all that stuff on YouTube? And the discoverability, technically YouTube has better discoverability, but they're both fucking garbage. It's like comparing poop to diarrhea, okay? They're both pretty bad for discoverability, right?
So Twitch clearly needs to earn more money, and that is not going to be good for either of us. Unlike this platform. Brilliant. Today's sponsor. They're the best way to improve your prospects and to develop yourself, especially in lucrative and fascinating fields. It's all via their fantastic sign app, and the first 200 to click my link will get 20% off. Now, compared to how I learned, say, computer science in university, their approach is so much more approachable. It's fun, it's interactive, and after I've been playing around with AI art tools recently, I realized that Brilliant's Introduction to Neural Networks course is the ideal way to learn how it actually works. And everything is done through fun, interactive quizzes focused around interesting problems, stuff you can relate to. It is so refreshing, and I mean, I don't know about you, but I've got so many gaps in my knowledge. I kind of feel like I've fallen off the wagon a bit, to be honest. Been too busy to develop myself.
You said
and that's
it.
something that I regret. But Brilliant has got me learning things again. With their approach, you don't just sponge in facts. No, you actually have topics. Click. So if you're thinking about your career, well, I think they're the best way to get started in high-paying fields like artificial intelligence and computer science, rather than a boring old textbook. So I love what they do, and whether you want to learn for yourself or perhaps spark the journey of a younger mind, you can visit brilliant.org/Bellular News today. And the first 200 to click my link will get 20% off their annual subscription. So there you go, Brilliant. Honestly, awesome company on an awesome mission. Check them out down below. Let's get back to the news. So the most new thing that's happened that actually does tie into very concerning leaks from a short while ago is that Twitch have actually dropped the exclusivity clause of their partner contract. That's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Technically, that's a contract that I have violated because I'm actually a Twitch partner from many years ago, but we do our live show here on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, funny enough, that's good for me. But what you're not allowed to do is simultaneously stream on Twitch and another web-based streaming platform like Facebook or of course YouTube, but there is an exception for TikTok and Instagram live streaming if people want to do that. So this is overall a fairly interesting situation, and it's
This is only partner exclusive. Like, if you're not a partner, you can do whatever.
it's got a few second order effects.
Yeah.
On the face of it, that's good. It's less restrictive. And that very much means that Twitch people who likely already have an established presence on YouTube because of highlight channels or clip channels, they can start to dip their toes in YouTube if they want. And they can do so without massively alienating or without literally destroying the revenue streams that they've already created over on Twitch. I also have got to wonder if by doing this, Twitch are going to try to perhaps stem that tide of the YouTube exclusivity stuff, right? Like maybe if creators think they can just dip over onto the YouTube side, maybe that could like dampen down that talent acquisition space for a bit. It's also
Kind of like the people who chose YouTube over Twitch might come back or might come to Twitch while they're on YouTube, kind of thing.
also the case that if people are to wander over to YouTube but still keep their Twitch, well, that means that all those subs are still going to be bringing Twitch in money. But still, overall, you obviously can't stream both at the same time. So while a streamer could move over and start streaming on YouTube some days, Twitch and other days, it really doesn't make that much sense. So it's a bit of a bizarre thing. What it will do, I think, is make more people feel like they can move off Twitch. And I think they've opened themselves up to something that's going to be dangerous for them in the long run here. And that is that it seems things are only going to get worse on Twitch insofar as their business goes, right? And if things are only going to get worse and the barrier to switching platform has reduced, there's a high chance that's going to erode Twitch's streamer base or make new people think that they can just start streaming in YouTube and that is going to be a better place to do it. And one of the reasons why this is all quite scary for some people is the leaks. So these leaks came out, they're very interesting, and one part of what was
worse
leaked
experience for all.
was no more exclusivity. The other parts are a new tier system, a new revenue split, and incentives for more ads. Now the incentives we've seen, the new revenue split is the major thing we've got to talk about, and obviously the exclusivity we've seen as well.
Yeah.
Now, that rev change is really, really rough. There are actually plenty of Twitch creators that are on a 50-50 contract, but changing that from 70-30 to 50-50, I think is clearly a situation where Twitch are willing to lose users, but think that they will actually, at the end, come out on top financially. I think that would be a very short-term kind of decision that overall would just obliterate them in the marketplace, because YouTube, for all member-related things, is 70-30, right?
Really?
50-50, 70-30. Which one would you choose? I think anyone in their right mind would choose 70-30.
Yeah, of course.
So I think that this is another thing that's going to be pretty damn bad. And as Twitch is caught in a cycle where they have to more deeply monetize a smaller amount of people, well, that's only going to get worse. And I feel like there's a chance it could spiral. Now, YouTube by no means is at its inflection point as a game streaming platform. But what about 2 or 3 years' time?
Yeah.
I mean, YouTube
But the thing is, there have been creators that saying, "What about in a few years? What about in a couple of years? Won't YouTube take over Twitch?" And da 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 da. People have been saying that for a long time now, right? Obviously, it would take longer than what people were expecting, but at the end, I do think YouTube is in a much more stable place than Twitch, and also Twitch is Amazon, yeah, but it's also like it's something that Amazon can easily get rid of, right? It's like it was like Twitch was like pitched to Amazon basically for them to buy it. YouTube was massive when Google bought it, and it's only been bigger. And the thing is, I believe Google is making a decent enough money off YouTube, even where they would be willing to make losses on the streaming, if it would kill Twitch. Like long run, if everything stays the same, YouTube would last way longer than Twitch would. Right. Also, YouTube has it has shitty DMCA and copyright stuff. But I think Twitch has the same issues, so I don't know. As far as issues goes, like I think they're both kind of shitty, but it's like, yeah, if Twitch stops, like if Twitch services just end, there will be absolutely no competition for YouTube on streaming anymore. Which is not good for YouTube streaming as well, because they will probably not innovate. Right now, I saw that they're innovating some stuff for the streaming platform. Hopefully they will keep going. But it's clearly not the money maker for them compared to like the video, so they're definitely not putting as much effort. But we'll see. I don't know. I have been considering like just like doing YouTube and no more like by you doing YouTube, I mean streaming on YouTube and doing the clips on YouTube and the videos on YouTube, but like not bothering with Twitch. But we'll see.
Certainly has significantly less stream-related drama than Twitch does. And to dive a little bit more deeply into this, we've got to talk about how much streamers earn. So this is posted by Zach Busey, who works just a hell of a lot of what he does is within the streamer space. So the first half of 2022 had 15 million channels go live at least once. 11.1% were affiliates, only 0.03% were partners. Now, if you include only affiliates and partners, if you had an average of 6+ viewers, you're in the top 21%.
There was one guy on my in my guild in WoW who was, I'm pretty sure he was an affiliate. I know, he had the sub button. Maybe he's a partner. I don't know what affiliate, what partner does. But he had on average 1 viewer. I have no idea how he got affiliate or partner. It was interesting.
Streamers. An average of 26+ viewers makes you top 5%, and if you have 250+ viewers, you are in the top 1%.
That's really bad, yeah.
Right? The top 1% is 250+ viewers. Now,
that's messed up.
Think about all of this, and then think about a change to a 50-50 split. I mean, obviously, we can look at where they're getting their money from.
Yeah.
Any 70-30 contracts are not going to be good for Twitch, so they will obviously want to change that, and per those leaks, we at least know this is something that has been discussed internally at the company. And if you think about Twitch, or just a lot of what we do in general, you think about notable examples, well, you've got to remember the survivorship bias. It's massively impactful here. So Twitch was hacked in 2021, you may remember this, and a whole bunch of creator payout data got leaked.
Yep.
It was quite something. And many people were, of course, earning many millions, but this is what was pointed out. I believe this is from Washington Post analysis at the time, where they, collated some of what people in the know said.
25% of the top 10,000 highest paid Twitch streamers don't make minimum wage, and based on the fact that payout data covers a range of time spending sometime in 2019 to the last handful of months in 2021, 25% might actually underestimate the actual figure. For example, if you take what the 8,000th streamer on the list has made since 2009, $30,000, and divided by 2, you get $15,000 below the annual minimum wage of $15,000. Even that might be a charitable estimate. The numbers likely cover a bit more than 2 years worth of time. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it sucks, but it's like that's only the Twitch money, right? It doesn't talk about ads revenue if they have any, though I'm assuming if they make only this much, how much are they really getting in ad revenue?
25% of the top 10,000 highest paid Twitch streamers don't make minimum wage. And based on the handful of months in 2021, 25% may underestimate the actual figure. If you take what the 8,000th streamer on the list made since 2019, it's $29,396. Divide that by 2, you get basically $14,700, which is below the annual minimum wage of $15,000, and that itself may even be a charitable estimate. So you can see, you know, you're 8,000th in the world. You would think that really would mean you've climbed to the top of the hill. No. So obviously, Twitch are making a hell of a lot of money from a relatively small number of streamers playing ads and getting subs. So any changes in the deal will be pretty important there. Now, advertising is, of course, massive for these platforms. Indeed, it is the main way that YouTube monetizes itself. Often YouTube have tried to do other things, and they haven't really worked out that well. But the thing for YouTube is, well, they're Google. Google is an advertisement company, ultimately, when you think about where its revenue goes. And between AdSense, AdWords, they have got, well, at this stage, actually, pretty much decades of experience in the ads market. It is what they are extremely good at. Ads are massive for Twitch. And if you're a viewer of Twitch streams, like me, you probably get frustrated at ads all the time. Well, now it's time to talk about the new ad system that Twitch have implemented. So they announced they're moving to a 55% split for ads, which is actually on par with YouTube in terms of what they pay us for adverts. But the thing is, they've implemented this in a peculiar way as basically a cash reward for almost doing a bounty. They're overtly withholding creator money, basically saying, jump through our hoops, bitch. That's essentially what they're doing, right? So, just so you're aware, on YouTube, if I publish a video or do a live stream, YouTube will give the, my cut of the amount of money that has been generated from my video. I get 55%, they get 45%. No matter what, that's how it works. No ifs, no ands, no buts, no asterisks. On Twitch, though, it's very different. And on Twitch, I think I may be realizing one of the ways that they are trying to offer exclusivity to maybe make people feel a bit safer, but trying to implement systems that tie people down. So this is the ad incentive program, right? You will basically get an incentive if you meet some thresholds. So run 2 minutes of ads per hour, stream 40 hours this month, and this is Twitch's example, you'll get $100. 3 minutes of ads, $300. 4 minutes of ads, 40 hours streamed in the month, $500. I mean, hey, you could look at that and say, okay, that's pretty sweet, if you don't think too hard about it, and you don't think about what they're actually doing. Now, here is an example I found from just somebody who was sharing their own data, as you can see there. 1 minute of ads per hour, stream 113 hours this month, $761. That doubles for 2 minutes, and it's $2,038 incentive for running 3 minutes of ads per hour for 113 hours this month. Now, 113 hours is quite a lot. And the thing is, if you are going to try to
40 hours a week.
do a really interesting, engaging stream, you're going to have time out doing research. Time out even working on your stream, like literally working on your stream to make it better for your viewers. Maybe some sponsor stuff, some business. You got to handle your tax. You've got to do all the other
you're not
things,
doing the
believe me.
113 hours.
I thought it would basically be easy, be paid to play video games before I got stuck into this whole shindig. Let me tell you, it ain't that easy. But what's really bad here, let's just say this individual did run 3 minutes of ads per hour for 113 hours. Well, if they did that for less than, less hours, they would not earn the incentive. But the thing is, that incentive is the 55-45 split. That incentive is money that they have earned. And Twitch is saying, unless you jump through this hoop, we're not going to give you this cut of the revenue that you have generated.
To say that this is money they've earned, it's a bit too. It's like he's not wrong, but also he's not the one choosing the ads. He's not the one, like, the streamer just shows the ad, right? So it's like, does he really earn that ad? It's like, yeah, you're using the streamer to publish the ad, but the streamer is also using the platform to be a streamer. There's a lot of give and take here. So it's like, listen to this. You are streaming for free. In order for you to be a streamer, this is what we require you to pay us. You will pay us with some time of your stream is being reserved for ads, right? If that, like, that's kind of how you can take it, right? So it's like you're paying Twitch with your time for ads, but Twitch gives you the platform to stream. And again, is it a good way to do it? No, because clearly you can stream for free on other platforms. But Twitch is the most well-known streaming platform. So, you know, it's like it has to come with some cost to stream on Twitch. Obviously, the people who were on Twitch first, like the OG streamers, they're like, well, we made Twitch what it was. Well, you wouldn't have a job if it wasn't for Twitch, right? So it's like it's kind of goes both ways, right? You think Pokemon would be known at all if there wasn't Twitch? No. Like Asmongold? No. Tyler One? No. Right? Twitch made them, right? Did they make Twitch at the same time? Yeah, it was, that was the deal, right? They use Twitch, Twitch uses them. So the whole like ad thing is like, it sucks, but like I can totally understand how it is from a business standpoint. Like, listen, you're streaming here for free and you're getting paid for it. We're gonna take some of your time and put on ads. And we're even giving you 55% of the ad revenue. You're welcome. I can see that from Twitch's point of view. Is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know. It depends. But like, I can see it as like the logic behind it. They get to use their platform for free. Listen, nothing in this world is free, especially if you make a living off of it.
That would be like YouTube saying, hey, we want you to generate maybe 200,000 watch hours this month. And if you do, we will give you this amount of money.
Yeah.
Or ultimately, that would be YouTube withholding revenue that we're earned. So it's bizarre. There are examples from high-profile streamers of this really paying. There are also examples of these being frankly ludicrous. But for me, the overall point is that this just feels like they are really, they're just, like you get a damp towel, you try to remove the water, you just wring it really tight. That is what it feels like they're doing. But of course, that's not all. We've also, I think, got to talk a little bit about some of the desperation that's happened with Twitch. At least this is a funny story, right? So they started offering a thing called a boost, where you could basically give the person you're watching 10,000 impressions. That would basically just mean, throw us some money and we will give this person a little sponsored spot or a featured spot on a more visible area of Twitch, and that maybe will generate some viewership for them. So they were basically saying, hey, we have a discoverability problem and we are going to try to sell you the solution, rather than working discoverability in order to make their platform overall more healthy and successful. And again, if you look at YouTube, one thing that YouTube does extremely well is discoverability. I've been doing this for almost a decade. I know how the algorithm works across multiple niches, multiple channels. Discoverability is basically the foundation of so many people's careers. Yeah. And it just does not exist in that same way over on Twitch.
No, Twitch doesn't have discoverability.
Partially is fair enough, because I think there are reasons why it's inherently a bit harder within the streamer space. Now, this boost thing ended up falling by the wayside because people quickly realized, hang on a second, what if a channel streams some porn and then we all boost that channel, then Twitch will have porn on their front page. Yeah, that happened. It was pretty damn hilarious, and Twitch stopped the program. But then they did launch another experiment called Boost Trains. Basically it's like a new sub-train thing that will give enhanced visibility. I think it's significantly better, but again, it is Twitch trying to monetize some of the discoverability issue. And I'll cover the number later, but about 70% of discoverability is from sources external to Twitch. Suffice to say, on YouTube, it is not like that whatsoever. The next thing then is staff leaving the company, right? So key departures that have happened recently enough include their CEO, their COO, their CCO, their head of creator development, who you may recognize, DJ Wheat. I remember watching his StarCraft podcasts, well, literally a decade ago. And this is what he said afterward. We went down the Silicon Valley route, hiring from Facebook, from Twitter. Many new employees had little understanding of gaming or live streaming and were unwilling to learn what this community was, why it was special. The customer was the...
Yeah, don't hire people from Facebook and Twitter. Clearly they don't understand people. They were unwilling to learn what this community was. Oh my god. Gamers? Oh no. God no.
Content creator. If you're not passionate about the product, you're not really looking at it from the customer's lens. And so you don't have the same level of empathy. That's what somebody else said. And that, I think, overall encapsulates a lot of what has really frustrated Twitch creators, where they feel like they're not being taken seriously. They feel more of a pinch from Twitch. And I think it's becoming obvious to a lot of people. I mean, I think Twitch, was it 2.3 billion in revenue they had in one of the more recent years, where I think YouTube, it was like well over 100 billion, right? So YouTube is just earning so much more money, and I think it's a situation where YouTube is more important to Google than Twitch is to Amazon. I mean, look at Amazon's other efforts within the gaming sphere. Like, yeah, New World exploded, and there is the Lost Ark that kind of exploded for a bit, does have a lot of drama now. Before that, you just had an extensive graveyard of games and years of development time just flushed down the toilet. But hey, I will at least say, Twitch Prime, now that is pretty damn good.
Yep.
And I think this is.
But I feel like Twitch Prime is money loss overall for Amazon, to be honest.
To talk a little bit about the competition, a little bit, I suppose, about my own personal decision making, because ultimately it's not just me sitting down and thinking, do I want to stream in this platform or that program or that platform? Right? Like, we have employees. I have to sit down and I have to think, what's the best overall thing so that I'm being responsible in leading this team of people? So, the big streaming war. The first one, I think it's obvious that Twitch is not making enough money for its parent company. And that, directionally, seems to mean that things can only go one way for creators and viewers, and that way is worse. I would expect more advertisements. As an example, look at the ads that, like, literally this incentive program. For a lot of people, like 3 minutes of ads an hour feels pretty big. The thing is, though, this is based on past behavior, right? So here's another one, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I have seen creators show their version of this where it's even more minutes of ads per hour. I believe I've seen, it was either 6 or 8. I mean, 8 minutes?
Jesus.
Wow. And it's...
Every time you take a piss break, you put on ads, basically. That's the only way. Go pee once an hour and put on the ads.
Not actually... It's even worse than you think it is. Because this isn't creator ran ads where the creator hits a button, right? Maybe they say, okay, I'm going to go get a cup of tea. I'll hit the ad button.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute. No. This is only for
It's
auto-played ads.
Yeah.
And the other thing, of course, Twitch loves to hit you with the big unskippable. Now look, I've used YouTube on a TV, not on my premium account. And yeah, the ads can be pretty frustrating.
Yeah, but the ads on TV are usually like the 5-second, 8-second ads. And like you don't really need to skip them. But you get like 30-second unskippable ad, it's a pain in the ass.
But more often than not, you can skip them in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then the ad's done with and you're back to the content. On Twitch, doesn't really work like that. Twitch gives you far more of those lovely 30-second unskippables.
Yep.
I mean, how many times have you went to Twitch and basically seen the same advert for
Oh,
Audible,
God.
another Amazon product, again and again and again and again, to the point where you just want to Alt F4 your browser and do something else.
Yeah.
So I think all of us, we're just going to feel the pinch more and more and more, and overall it is a worse advertisement experience. There's also things that are important to the baseline health of the platform. Now, YouTube by no means is a saint when it comes to copyright stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I think you should check out Business Casual's insane situation where, well, it's an insane situation. What I will say broadly, though, is that because YouTube almost got sued into oblivion a long time ago, they've invested a lot of money in the likes of Content ID. And look, as a creator, it can be quite frustrating if, you know, you put one swear word in the first 30 seconds of a video and then it gets demonetized. Or, I don't know, like in this channel, if we include Grand Theft Auto trailer footage, that often will get copyright claimed.
Yeah, so funny enough, I'm not even popular, but I have an auto copyright claim on the video because one of the background songs was like something that is copyrighted. I just stopped putting music in the background with Twitch. And by the way, this was an upload from Twitch stream, right? So it's like I took a whole stream and I put it on the YouTube. I don't have the copyright on Twitch, I have it on YouTube, but it's not a copyright strike where someone takes down my content, like make profit off of my content, or like that's, you know, fair use type thing. It was just like, there's copyrighted thing in here, we can't monetize this, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine, like I'm not getting money from this anyway, so I don't care. But that just makes me realize that in the future I just won't put any music in the background. I believe Asmongold used to have like Red Hot Chili Peppers and all that stuff playing in the background. He puts on like Witcher music and Final Fantasy and WoW music in the background from now on. It is what it is, right? It's not even that big of a deal, to be honest, to do that. It's like whatever, pish posh kind of thing. But yeah, and Twitch, the other thing is like with YouTube, at least if you get a copyright strike, you can kind of fight it, right? With Twitch, you can't fight strikes. It's like 3 strikes you're out, unless you're like obviously a chick. But you can't fight strikes on Twitch. You can at least give a fight. It's not a fair fight, but it is a fight on YouTube.
But our content gets claimed. We're told so before we've pushed the content live, giving us an opportunity to amend the problem, put the video back up. While it is friction, while it is frustrating, it, generally speaking, is a pretty damn reliable system. It does its job. And broadly, while there are potential abuses that we're all aware of, it does keep people safe enough. And mostly the rules are fair, even though there are notable examples of severe bullshit. Over on Twitch, though, I mean, do you remember the DMCA music debacle? I mean, wow, what would have happened if the likes of, say, Riot Games didn't come in and just offer everybody their, you know, stream-safe music?
Yeah.
But still, that's just another example of Twitch knowing that there's been a looming problem that's going to hit loads of their creators and not doing anything proper to deal with the issue. Okay, It's 2022, this is a bit less of a drama now, but it was quite an important thing in 2021 and earlier on this year. There's also discoverability, which I've talked about before. Discoverability in YouTube basically just means whenever you post some content, as long as you get enough initial followers for the algorithm to understand what sort of viewer would enjoy that content, generally does actually do a pretty damn good job of driving views to that content. A lot of people will say, my content doesn't go out to my subs. Often that's actually not really the case. There are a few exceptions, of course. But very often it's actually the fact that most of your subscribers as a YouTuber don't use the subscription feed. The vast majority of YouTube traffic is driven via what's next, via recommended, via the homepage, where, just like it's a fruit machine in the casino, you refresh the homepage, you go cha-ching.
Oh, he means this. So this is like what is recommended to me and shit. But if I go to subscriptions, this is the sub feed, I believe. And then I can see the people I'm sub to, see what their new videos are. it's very rarely as well that I get that I get a notification on my phone that somebody I sub to release a new video. It's more like everyone I'm sub to release a new video, but on very few of the videos that I'm sub to are actually I get a notification for. Otherwise, I would get Asmongold notification all day, every day, you know? So, alright, let's go.
And you hope that some interesting pictures appear in front of you so you can click one of them to watch.
Yeah.
That is unfortunately
basically how it is, yeah.
But it does actually work pretty damn good.
Yeah, you go on YouTube and it's like, if you see videos you want to look at, you click on them and don't click on any other shit, yeah.
Get people a lot of discoverability in such a way that really just does not happen on Twitch, such that you're looking at around 30% of creators being discovered on Twitch, while the other 70% is coming from the likes of Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, etc. There's then also the issue of...
Love it when the CEO of Twitch of OnlyFans at Twitch lets us know that only 30% approximately of creators are being discovered on Twitch, where the other 70% is coming from YouTube, TikTok, and other platforms. Interesting thought. Thanks at Zagbussy for your video on it. Zagbussy, here's your sign to create content on YouTube and or TikTok. 70% of discovery comes from outside of Twitch.
2% is coming from the likes of Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, etc. There's then also the issue of synergy, and I think this is somewhere where Twitch
for me 100%
really
of discoverability so far,
and they've dominated the live streaming gaming sector. But now that we've got the likes of Tim the Tatman, we've got Dr. Disrespect, and a lot of other major names, Ludwig, of course, one thing that many are beginning to see is the power of synergy. Here's a really good example. Via YouTube memberships, you can essentially run what most people would consider to be a Patreon. You can run that on YouTube. Now, you do have to take the 70-30 split, which to some people will sting, but that will allow you to do early access content, audience polls, just lots of different audience rewards. So there's a strong synergy between live streamed content, between shorts, and between your regular VOD YouTube content. Now, there are some issues. One of the people who's been an absolute champion for us in this scene is Ludwig, who has even had direct communications with Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube. And it's not like he went on her podcast or he went to her office. She actually went to his podcast. And apparently via that, we've actually learnt that YouTube is working on better ways to distinguish content on their platform. So you basically don't have live streams, shorts, and regular YouTube content kind of crowding each other in the same space. Now, of course, YouTube does have its downsides, right? Obviously. You can get a thing that I sort of call notification cannibalization, where, let's just say, you want to release a video the same day that you live stream. Well, if you release that video while you're streaming, it'll get no initial momentum because people are watching your live stream.
Oh,
and
really?
Sometimes it can just give people too many notifications and it all gets a bit messy. And then, of course, there is that very crowded experience of people's content where sometimes to know that a YouTuber you like is streaming, you almost have to just go to YouTube and if they are streaming, hope that their thing gets presented to you. That's something YouTube will absolutely have to fix.
Yep.
Even though in other ways the discoverability is good. As an example, if I was live streaming and you were to watch one of our Warcraft videos, my icon would be red, indicating I'm currently live, and that would allow you to hop immediately to my live stream. So the likes of that are actually quite powerful.
Yeah.
Another problem with YouTube...
That's actually pretty big. If someone watches your video and they can see you're live and then they just comes hey, I just watched your video, shit like that, and they'll just see you live. I think that's way better. No one is watching a Twitch stream from way before unless it's Final Fantasy MSQ and you're just looking for their reaction because the reaction is not on YouTube for some reason. I'm talking about you, Pyromancer. But shit like that, it's I think that's actually a really good, overall, yeah, YouTube is way more stream friendly. As bad as streaming is on YouTube, it is more, the foundation is there, right? The foundation.
It's not necessarily their fault, but it's culture. Twitch culture, I think, is the greatest asset that Twitch have.
Yep.
Twitch make a lot of money from ads, but also from subs, from bits, all that
Yep.
stuff. So the whole gifted
And what's easier for YouTube to do? Like revamp their whole fucking UI and how their thing works, or just make it so you have all of these emotes and the trains and the bits and all that stuff? What's easier for them to do? I believe revamping UI is substantially harder.
subs as a cultural thing, it exists far more profoundly in Twitch than it
Yeah.
does over on YouTube, where, yes, YouTube does not convert as highly into revenue as Twitch does,
Yeah.
almost entirely down to the cultural differences in the platform. Also, some specific things. As an example, YouTube's implementation of gifted memberships is quite simply not as good
Yeah.
as Twitch's implementation of
Yeah.
gifted subs. So YouTube does have a lot of things to fix. But overall, I look at the innovations you could say that YouTube are doing, and a lot of that is them playing catch up to Twitch. A lot of that is them adding new features.
Yep.
As an example, you can show your merchandise under a YouTube video. There's quite
Yep.
a few things like that. Generally, it's more features for creators to support ultimately what a lot of creators are, which is small businesses.
Yep.
Obviously, most of that stuff is good for YouTube as well, right? They'll make their cut. But I think it's becoming obvious that YouTube is a more mature and figured out product that basically has its revenue model sorted. Now, there are some things like, say, YouTube Shorts. They do not earn as much money as YouTube
Yeah, it is
videos
what it is.
because they operate.
But YouTube Shorts is just another discoverability way. Like it's a way for people to discover your content. You don't really need it for revenue. You want it for people to come and see your actual content.
On a creative
It would be
fund
nice if you
basis
do,
where
but-
let's just say YouTube says they have $300 million and they will divide that up between shorts based on watch time across the whole platform. And it turns out that that gets sliced up to the point where the CPMs are pretty awful. So that's one example of those being rough. But even TikTok actually has seen the amount of money that it makes per view absolutely plummet in the last little while, because quite simply, that pie of money is being sliced up thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner because more people are driving more views and watch time as that platform grows. So overall then, I try to think about what directionally makes the most sense. And to me, it did end up being YouTube.
How's that?
Now, one reason there is because most of my audience is on YouTube, because I was a YouTuber first. But the thing is, if you say want to make it on Twitch, man, I'd recommend having a YouTube presence first, or
100%.
anything like that.
Yep.
Because going from 0 to
Hero?
the top 1%,
Yeah.
so maybe to 250
On
plus views or
Twitch,
whatever,
never gonna happen.
that is so unlikely if you are just sitting there on
Yeah.
Twitch doing the grind.
Yeah.
Perhaps even doing the 60 hours a month for a tiny ad incentive.
Like the only way, here's the thing, right? Which is like, it's really sad, but I would say the only way for you to get from 0 Twitch viewers like me to somebody who has hundreds of viewers, fuck it, 100 viewers, is you actually, and I'm talking about legit viewers, is to actually buy bots to increase your view, like your follower view count, just so you will be discoverable. And you're gonna have to do it multiple times, and your streamer will have to be so entertaining all the time because you don't know when a new person will pop in. So you buy a bunch of bots, pay a lot of money, get some viewers, and only then, once you have all these viewers, you can start dropping the bots. But until then, you're kind of screwed, which really sucks. I never, pay to win, pay to progress, but it is what it is on Twitch, right? It's like I won't do it. I'll probably just go YouTube for majority of my stuff, but yeah, Twitch is brutal for discoverability, for sure.
incentive grind. Just ain't worth it.
I don't think
Gotta
it's news
think
to
about
anyone. I
other
think everyone
ways
knows it.
to grow yourself, get yourself known faster. Basically, it's the snowball rolling down the hill metaphor. You need to build enough of a snowball to then roll down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I overall then, if I was to sort of end this with a bit of a thesis on things, Twitch has an obvious problem, YouTube has obvious problems. YouTube absolutely must give a premium membership, right? So if somebody has YouTube Premium, they should get a free membership each month, just like with Twitch Prime. They should definitely do that. If YouTube Premium could also give people maybe perks and games, like Amazon's Prime Gaming does.
Oh my god, bro. Yeah, YouTube would just fucking destroy Twitch if they do stuff like that. Oh, that would be so good. YouTube Gaming, a fucking like a Prime membership. Oh my lord, that would be so good. The only reason I have Prime is honestly for the Amazon Prime for like the deliveries. Though honestly, I almost never use it because I don't order as many. I might as well cancel it and only buy it again when I'm gonna start ordering shit. But yeah, it's fucked up.
But also be a good way for them to compete on that basis. Alright?
Alright.
As for Twitch,
Get your shit together.
50-50, I think, is ridiculous, given that that value is coming from the creators.
But it's like, but it's not really. It's not like it is, but it isn't. It's the price of being on the platform, you know? I'm not defending Twitch. I mean, I am in a way, but it's like... Again, I don't know their math. They probably did the math and decide 50-50 is fair. Right? You can look at it as greedy or whatever, but like they decide like this is like... We need to go 50-50, guys. Otherwise, like, we're gonna be bankrupt. Like, we're gonna have to, like, stop. We're gonna have to charge people membership for streaming on our platform. We're gonna have to charge like $2 membership for people to even use the platform to view their streamers. Right? It's like, I don't know what the math is there, but you're streaming for free, right? You're just using your time. I get it, but it's like you're not paying for the membership. You are making money off of your streams. Is it supposed to be 70-30? Like, is the streamer providing that much more than Twitch is providing? That's pretty much the argument. Because it's like, you can say it's like, well, if there was no Twitch, there wouldn't be a stream. But again, if there weren't like the OG streamers, there also wouldn't be a Twitch. So, I mean, it just really depends like how much more value Twitch brings to the table than the streamer. Because let's be real, I don't think Twitch suffered a massive drop in users when they banned the Dr. Disrespect, who was by far the top of the 1% streamers on Twitch. That's how good Dr. Disrespect was. When they banned him, do you really think Twitch lost that much money? When Ninja left, did they lose that many people watching? I don't think so. So in that regard, Twitch can value itself way higher than the actual streamer. If a streamer leaves, doesn't mean that his lackeys leave with him, you know?
I think 50-50 is kind of ridiculous.
And I think they saw it when like Shroud left, when Ninja left, when Dr. Disrespect left. I don't know if Tim the Tatman left yet. I know he wanted to once his contract was done because he wanted to play with Doc and stuff like that because it wasn't fair that he couldn't play with him on his streams. So I think he's just doing YouTube now. But like, yeah, when all these big streamers leave Twitch, the people, like their followers are not necessarily leaving Twitch. And I think when those big three left, Shroud, Ninja, and Doc, when they left, you know, were made to leave Twitch, I think they saw that it's like, yeah, it's not the streamer that keeps the people here, it's the platform.
Now, 55,
and then they can
45,
make this
that's
assumption of 50-50.
when it comes to adverts, so that is fine. But ultimately, if somebody streams for X amount of time, shows X amount of ads that should generate Y or Z, whatever, just an amount of money, give them that money. Don't say, hey, you have to complete this goal. This is like some bizarre gamified gig economy. And I wonder if they are trying to do this as a habit-forming mechanism to basically...
I don't understand his argument about like, well, if they do this, give them the money, but they are giving them the money. It's like you can call it incentive, but at the same time, it's more like you can call it incentive, or you can call it, this is how much money you make if you run a 1-minute ad per hour if you stream for 113 hours. You will make $761. Content incentive is not necessarily an incentive, it's just this is what you will get if you do this. It's not an incentive, it's just that's how it is. You do this for us, we give you this money. Right? Here's your cut of doing this deal with us. I don't know why it's such controversial. It's like, I get it, it's not really an incentive. But they are the ones who are ruining their own stream with the ad. They deserve some pay. And this is the pay based on how many ads and how many hours they stream and run, you know, so.
Gamify the earning money bit as a way to make...
And see, here's the thing, right? It's like, YouTube give me what I generate with zero hoops to jump through. They just didn't specifically tell you what the hoop is. You are still jumping through them. You just don't know that it's a hoop. All the ads YouTube is putting on you, what if, okay, like, let's say like this, nothing changed, you get the same exact money and everything, but YouTube made this image where it's like, yeah, every time like you post, if you post a video and has 2 ads on it, and the video was X mint and got this amount of views, this is how much money we'll give you. Not because we give you the money, because that's how much the ad made, you know? Oh, well, now YouTube is making jump through hoops. No, that's the hoop that was there. We just didn't tell you about it. Like, what do you think? When an ad is shown on a YouTube video, it's not a hoop for the fucking creator? Of course it is. So they just don't tell you that.
Gamify the earning money bit as a way to make the whole enterprise seem a bit less grim. I wonder. And that's not even touching on their historic just uselessness at content.
This is, of course, given that's like Twitch is not giving you any ad revenue money if you didn't follow these. So, for example, you run and ads 1 minute per hour, but then it's like, it's not 1 minute, it's like it turns out to be like 1.93, and then they give you nothing. It's like, yeah, okay, that's bullshit. But if that's the standard, like 1 minute per hour, this is how much you're gonna get, it's like, okay, that's how much you're gonna get. But doesn't mean you don't get anything outside of it.
Moderation.
If that's the case, then yeah,
many
it's
people
fucking
just don't
bad.
even take their platform seriously, right? Like sometimes you go onto Twitch and it's like, okay, cool, what is this? Why is this basically just softcore porn? What's going on there? Or many other things like gambling.
Why not?
Just go onto Twitch and like, cool, there's all the gambling content. And I could level that criticism at YouTube too, by the way.
Yeah.
But it just feels like Twitch have been listless. I mean, in a way, leaderless. All these top-level people going. And when these top-level people are going, when over 300 employees left in 2021 because they're experiencing pretty damn high churn in their, in their workforce, while all of these bad-seeming things are happening, they are just tightening the screw on monetization. Overall, I think that's probably rough for the long-term health of that platform. I would not be surprised if right now a lot of the Twitch creators that you watch are planning their move to YouTube. Probably not telling you about it, probably thinking, okay, I need to stake a claim here. I need to get ready to slowly move over in 2 or 3 years in case there are...
Hello? Internet? What the hell happened here? I think my internet died. Or there might be another case of my Opera dying. Let's see real quick. I think my Opera died. Happened yesterday too. I don't know what's going on with Opera. Yep, well, something died. Anyways, that was pretty much the video anyways, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Opera died. Yeah. But yeah, we got the major idea, major point. A weird way to end this video, but hey, it is what it is. I think everything has been talked about, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Sad day.